Beyond the Fairway podcast. Will, it's so good to see you. I feel like it's been too long, but we have the most electrifying WWE Superstar coming in here to go Beyond the Fairway with us, The Miz, right here Beyond the Fairway, presented by Genesis. Will, what's cracking, man?
Man, I'm out here in Detroit, the Motor City, home of Motown, Hitsville, USA.
It's preaching.
And man, it's something about this place, man. It's kind of give you the, like, you just want to know its history, man. Like every time I'm riding on is it 75, 95, one of them.
75.
Every time I'm riding on 75, man, I looked at the city, like you can see where the city was struggling, but then you also see where it's kind of being it's coming back to life, you know, and just thinking about just all the great artists that came through here, man. They got so one thing about Detroit, they got so many cool murals, right? You know, they got Stevie Wonder, they just got so many cool murals that kind of represent the city and kind of give you paint you a picture, no pun intended, of the culture.
See what you did there.
Paint you a picture of just the culture and what it's like here, man. I love this. Like, I'm starting to love this place. It's just unfortunate you only get to see the sun two months out of a year.
Right. Right. I will say this: just make sure you stay inside of 8 Mile, because that's actually the city. You know, you saw the movie. You know how it works.
Man,
keep your ass inside of 8 Mile.
Knees weak on spaghetti, sweater already.
Vomit on his arm or something like
sweater.
That. He's vomiting on his sweater. It smells spaghetti. Bars. Will out here spitting bars early in the morning. Will, I'll say this, and I was very surprised by a little bit from the event, but I spent last week there in Blaine, Minnesota for the 3M Open. I'm actually wearing the shirt that I saw Roger Steele wearing, so I'm glad it came in the mail when I got home. But anyway, fantastic tournament, man. Look, this tournament, what upsets me about this event is it's on the backside of a major, and only 14 players from the Open Championship made their way to this championship. And this was one to go to, bro. Like, it was such a cool event. The fans, the spectators, you know, they only have an hour and a half of summer in Minnesota. So, like, the whole state was on the golf course, man. And it was awesome, man. And our melanated brother Tony Finau got the W, man. So had the family out there, man. It was an event, man.
That's the thing, man. Speaking of bars, I mean, the assistant with the bars off the grandstand kept him alive. I'm trying to make that connection.
I'm trying to figure out what to tell you.
The bar off the grandstand when he hit it on 17 that kept his ball alive.
I didn't even see it. I wasn't with him. What happened?
Oh, so, you know, on 17, he overshot the green and it hit the grandstand.
No.
The bar on the grandstand, which I was trying to make the connection for.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't, yeah.
You see, there you go. So just because it go over your head don't mean it's not right. So anyway,
you are in full Detroit mode right now.
I've been in Detroit up here for a week, bro. I'm starting to have dirty shoes and dirty shoelaces.
It's like you got re-dipped in your blackness. It's
I found it again. Like everybody's like, let me tell you about Detroit, right?
Hold on, no, finish this Tony story. Don't go. So his ball hits the bar, comes back in play, and he wins.
The bar comes back in play. He saved a clutch par on 17.
Man,
and
that's
you know
crazy.
that pretty much was like one of the pivotal points that led him to victory. On Sunday. So
hey, before you talk about getting baptized in blackness, I do have to say this. I was on 17 green. For those that don't know, I was on the broadcast for PGA Tour Live last week. Big shouts out to Jonathan Coachman, Billy Kratzer. I'm on 17 green. Across the pond is 14 fairway, 14 green. So I saw the Scott Piercy blunder. Man,
you saw it.
That was I saw him on
talk about suicide watch,
bro.
I mean, like,
somebody needs to check on him today. He had a 5-shot lead going into that round, and Tony somehow won by 4.
Talking about seeing your 5th win go down the drain. Like,
I'm not laughing at the events. I'm laughing at like the irony of when I tell you, Will, so he hits it in a bunker on 14 down the right side. It's kind of plugged, not really. It's fried egg. Kind of like fluffs it, stays in the bunker, then hits it in the water, drops, hits it over the green, chips on, doesn't make the putt, makes a putt. So he makes triple. Bro, the hospitality on the other side of the pond was like, oh, it sounded like everybody got punched in the gut. Like, because they got the TV monitors, right? So they watching Everybody.
So it's a double. It's delayed. It's
delayed. It is delayed.
And it's delayed as well. Like, ooh, the actual people saw it. Like, ooh.
That's the thing about TV, man. It's like, it's like 20, 30-second delay through the CBS feed. So it's like splash 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh.
Hey, I bet he wish like, man, I wish I was in San Diego State right now. God damn it.
Man, all right. Tell me about this black Renaissance.
I mean, it's just that you know, I mean, I just been around. You know, I've been out. I've been out for a while. You know, and just been away from roots. You know, and downtown Detroit, Friday, Saturday night, boy. You just better be aware. You just can't be out here haphazardly just walking and. Nah, brother, you better be on alert. So, you know, I mean, this is the first time my head was on a swivel and I wasn't looking at a female. I was like, man, just be alert. Just be alert.
Wow.
And so we went to the cigar bar and you know, just it was good, man. I feel I needed this a little bit. I need to get back.
Sometimes you gotta get re-dipped. Like this, you need to. It's like a baptism. Like, you know, we are black golfers. We work in black space. So we talk about diversity, but what people need to understand is like it's us.
It's us.
It's
us, dog.
It's us.
Sometimes we just. I mean, you can lose that. You can lose it a little bit. You know, I'm trying to be politically correct and watch my attack.
Yeah, you better watch your tongue. You on that edge right here with this one.
Right.
There's the edge and there's the cliff, but you're just on the edge, so the cliff is still far away. But you're on the edge. I mean, no lie to you.
It's just that, you know, this felt good. This being in the Motor City, man, night 12, 1 o'clock at night, and just, you know, just seeing my people being my people, dog. If that make any sense,
it makes plenty of sense, 100%. So I appreciate that. One thing I'll say, we can touch on the back end. I almost hit Jim Nance in a golf cart.
Oh, you almost took out the pioneer of golf.
We'll talk about that on the back end. We got to get to the most electrifying WWE superstar. I mean, shit, this guy had like, we started the show, Will. He had like 45 accolades for himself. All right, Will, I'm having too much fun with you right now. But before we get to our special guest today, we talked to The Miz before WWE Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon announced his retirement. But without further ado, let's talk to the most electrifying WWE superstar there is. Let's go beyond the fairway, presented by Genesis with The Miz. Beyond the Fairway podcast, live from the range. I got Dreadheaded Wonder with me, as always, Will Lowry, and WWE Superstar. Like it's like a constellation. You're more than just a star. WWE Superstar, The Miz with us. Miz, what's cracking?
Do you want more? Do you want more with that? Because I can give you. I'm the most must-see WWE Superstar, the only two-time Grand Slam champion in the history of WWE. I mean, my accolades go from 8-time tag team champion, 3-time United States champion, 8-time Intercontinental champion, 2-time WWE champion, 2-time Mr. Money in the Bank, star of Marine 4, 5, and 6, Santa's Little Helper, Christmas Bounty, the main event, and star of Ms. and Mrs. on the USA Network on Monday nights, 11:10 Central. I mean, is that enough?
You said that in one breath. That was impressive.
That was impressive.
Thank you.
But I don't know, did we get Real World in there?
We did. Well, I was also on the Real World back in 2020.
2000.
No, I'm sorry, 2001. Or 2000. 2001.
2001.
And that's
2020.
Let's start there. What do you remember about being on the Real World? I think that was like the height of MTV's power.
It really was. Like when I was on that show, it was season 10 of the Real World, and there was only the Real World, Survivor, Big Brother, Amazing Race. There wasn't many reality shows out there. Nowadays you look at TV and reality shows are everywhere. But man, I'll tell you what, once I got on that show, it changed my entire mindset. I don't think I would be where I am and be as successful as I am if it wasn't for getting on the Real World, because it changed my mindset. Like when you come from Parma, Ohio, which is a suburb out of Cleveland, your mindset is you go to college, which is great.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Go to college. But then once you're done with college, you go back to Parma, you get a job, you get a family, and that's what you do for the rest of your life. I didn't really have the mindset like I loved entertaining. Anytime I saw a camera, I was in front of it. I had a VHS camera. Like back then, we didn't have iPhones.
Hold it up here.
Yeah, we didn't have iPhones. I had one on my shoulder. Like, film me, dude, film me.
He had a compact disc player.
He had the boom box up there.
Yes, and in order to edit, we didn't have like computers to edit. We had to do it on a VCR into our VHS.
Yes.
Like it was crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like this is no insult. I think our beginnings are pretty similar, right?
I gotta hear this.
You were Real World, and I was on a reality television show called Big Break on the Golf Channel, and I want to talk about like capitalizing on that. I guess what they say, 15 minutes of fame, right? Did you see like the end from the beginning? Like, I got this 15 minutes. How can I expound upon that? How can I move this conversation forward, or your brand, et cetera?
So I back then there wasn't a brand. Nobody knew about brands. There's no talking about that. I mean, it was 2000, 2001. So once I got off the Real World, there was only 2 episodes of the Real World where the Miz was on it. But once those 2 episodes hit, it was like wild. It would be like nowadays trending. It would have been trending worldwide. Like back then, we didn't trend. We didn't have hashtags.
Yeah.
We didn't even have cell phones.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, to literally be there doing that and being able to come home and go, okay, I did that. Like 60,000 people tried out for that show.
Absolutely.
And I asked one of the producers when we were done, I was like, why did you choose me? Like, I don't understand. Like, why me? And he was like, the best people for reality are people that can't help being themselves. And any answer we would ask you during your audition, you would have like a real honest answer. Like, I'll never forget this one question. It was like, you're an onion, and I peel away your fraternity. I peel away your friends, peel away your family. I peel away, where you're from. What's at the core of Mike Mizanin? And I felt like this, I didn't have an answer. Like, I apologize. Like, I had an answer for everything.
Right.
I felt, but I didn't have an answer for that at that moment. Like, I didn't know what was at the core.
What's
of
your
me.
answer? What's your
What
answer now to
18-year-old and 19-year-old knows what the hell, is at the core of you.
And the thing about it is, I'm so fascinated that you changed that from Real World to WWE Superstar. I took my 15 minutes and I'm next to Doug.
That's cold.
What an honor.
What an honor.
What an honor for you.
Thanks, Miz. I appreciate that.
So how did this WWE Superstar get into golf?
So when I was younger, my dad and I used to go golf all the time. We would golf, like my parents were divorced, so I lived in Brunswick, and he would drive out to Brunswick, and we would find courses all over the Cleveland area. And my cousin and my uncle, we would play them on Sundays, and we would play for like who's paying for dinner at Red Lobster, or sometimes Olive Garden, or Ground Round.
That's
like
skill. Them Cheddar Bay biscuits.
I tell you, oh my goodness, like. That was what we were, when we knew, like, when we won, those biscuits tasted real good when they're free.
Ruth Chris has nothing on the Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Oh, gosh,
nothing.
They were so good.
Clog your arteries in a heartbeat. Let's
Amazing.
go.
So then, parlaying that, I just golf with my dad, every weekend. And then growing up, now I have 2 little daughters, a 4-year-old and a 2.5, Monroe and Madison. And now I take them onto the course with me. Now, they don't really know what they're doing or anything like that, but they love swinging a club. They love chasing after, rabbits and going into the pond and seeing tadpoles, and then I get to shoot golf and play golf, and they like what Dad likes. And it's cool because I'm left-handed, and my little one, Madison, the other day started swinging a club, and she started swinging it left-handed, but she's right-handed.
Oh, we gotta feel.
It warmed my
Phyllis
heart.
Mickelson, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, it warmed my heart because I was like, oh my
Miz.
gosh, she looks like me.
I love
like
it.
she looks like me swinging. This is great, and she really swings for it too.
So, all right, we got to understand though. You WWE Superstar. You travel. You're on the road. What is the state of your golf game right now?
Oh my goodness! I mean, if you were out there yesterday, I hit every pond. If the ponds were greens, I would be. The best golfer here.
You'll be 100% from pond.
Man.
From pond and regulation.
I will tell you what. I think I lost 12 balls yesterday. I played in a pro-am with a 13-year-old this is his home course. He beat me really bad. And then, the worst part about it is I have a 13-year-old trying to teach me what I'm doing wrong with my swing. And I'm like, you're 13!
Yeah.
Go to school.
Who cares about geometry and swing plane?
Yeah, this kid was. I mean, he was like, "This is what you're doing wrong. You know, you're not." And I'm like, "Look, kid."
But being a competitor, how did you handle that though? Like,
I didn't handle it very well. I'll tell you that for one thing, because I would hit it into the woods, hit it into the water. I was in the sand. You know, I was thinking about getting a tan, just hanging out on the beach. You know, I did hit it in the water at the beach, actually. Absolutely. In the literal beach on 17, it went in the water. So at least there's that.
So I want to get your perspective from hearing about this great event, you know, the American Century, from the couch versus you're here now. Like, is it everything that you thought it'd be cracked up?
Everything and more.
Everything and more.
Everything and
How
more.
So?
Because when you're on the couch, you don't get to feel the sun on your face. You don't get to smell the fresh air. You don't get to smell the fresh cut grass. You don't get to see how beautiful this course truly is. And you also don't really get to see how many people are actually truly here. It's crazy. And then
you ever get starstruck?
Huh?
You ever get starstruck?
Not usually, but I mean last night I'm sitting there eating dinner and all of a sudden Alfonso Rivera comes out, and Alfonso had the same pro as me on Dancing with the Stars. So we started talking about that. Then Michael Pena comes in, he starts talking about, and then Colin Jost, and then all of a sudden I'm at a table, I'm like, what is going on here? You never really thought, like, you know, Alfonso, Michael Pena, Colin Jost, and The Miz all sitting at a table.
Yeah, that's
randomly.
how Will was.
You only find that at the ACC.
All right, no, that's how you were at the blackjack table last night. You know, as you started.
Win or lose?
Well, I mean, in comparison to all the stars that was at the table, I lost immensely. I got a kick out of seeing the amount of chips they had from the start.
Yeah.
that was mind-blowing to me. But however, you know, when it comes to the ratio versus the swings, I think I came out on top more than those guys, because they had to put their Hancock down for a lot of times.
Now, how long were you up for?
I mean, I was grinding for 3 hours to make this $500.
Oh, goodness.
I was grinding.
See, I stay away from the gambling. I strictly strict to, you know, here and just being here, out here, and just enjoying everything that this place has to offer.
So now, are you at a spot in golf where you will gamble on your game yet?
I did gamble on my game, and I'm a little nervous about it too. Pat McAfee and myself have a bet. If Pat beats me, by the way, Pat has the ugliest swing you'll ever see. I know you have a reverse grip.
Grip.
It is ugly.
I'm ugly swing.
Like,
bias.
I always think it's a cross between Charles Barkley and John Rahm. The reason I say John Rahm is because he hits it 300 yards and straight, but it's ugly. It's not a good-looking swing,
it's a Barkley
and it's
Rahm.
embarrassing. I went out golfing with him in Indianapolis, and I was like, this is going to be embarrassing if I don't get my game right for the ACC, because we have a bet where if he wins, I have to go and basically just compliment him for 3 straight days on social, like wherever, any type of interview, just literally be saying all these great things about Pat McAfee. However, if I win, he's got to do the same thing for me.
Very nice. So this has
and by the way, we just talk smack all day long, like nonstop.
Well, that's what I need to know, Will, about talking smack, right? Because you're a WWE superstar. Like, part of your job day in and day out is to rile the crowd up, talk shit, have a good time. But now we're on the golf course. Have you kind of tapered that off a bit, or have you ratcheted it up?
No. We are at the ACC, and that is what this is all about. This is the most entertaining, most fun golf event out there. And I feel like the people want a show, so guess what? I'm putting on a show. I may not win this thing, but I guarantee no one will have more fun than I do.
When you were getting prepared for the ACC, what were some of the things that you were working on, like in your games?
I have a huge slice. So I've been working on, and I swing over the top.
You come across the plane.
I come across the plane. Okay. So I've been working. I've been watching School of Golf.
Golf Pass.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I've been watching that, and I've been doing these things where I throw like so I have the in my right hand I have a club, and it's just standing there, right? And I throw I act like I'm throwing a rock through it. So my elbow goes through.
You got to skip the stone,
yeah,
right?
Skipping stones.
Getting shallow.
So I'm trying to get shallow.
Yeah.
And then also I heard Xander on. Honestly, I've been watching a ton of Instagram and TikToks, just, and it's probably the worst thing you could possibly do because it's just messing me all up. Like, Xander was like talking about how he's like, you know, if there's a chain, you know, you go straight to the ground with me it would be right elbow. You go straight to the ground. So I'm trying to get it down and then you're supposed to like hit the ball like
Miz,
towards
what
slice.
The hell are you talking about?
I don't know.
Right.
the hell are you talking about? I'm all confused.
You know what? You need to go back to the 13-year-old.
I think you need to literally go out and just teach me some things. Don't worry about Seth.
You want to learn.
Worry about me.
You want to learn from Will.
I know you got Seth's back. I get it. But I need all the help I can get.
So it now leads to the next question. After all that being said, what do you love most about the game of golf?
I mean, honestly, I love watching my daughters enjoy it with me.
Facts.
That's my favorite part. Family. My dad, some of my greatest memories with my dad is on the golf course. I'll never forget the putt I drained at Hickory Ridge Golf Course in Brunswick, Ohio for the Red Lobster dinner. And it was like a 50-foot putt. I was like 13 years old, and my dad's like, hit it way up here. And I'm like, Dad, no, it's down here. And we're arguing, and then I ended up hitting it, and I drained it, and we were celebrating, and I was like, oh, it was the best tasting lobster I ever had in my life.
Kind of like Will's last night. Will pulled out with some lobster last night.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Did you get the NBC Sports card?
I did.
Yeah, you were like, hey, I'm here on you guys today. And I'll take 3 lobsters.
And I got my credit card. I'm financing the drinks.
Boom.
You know what? I hate to tell you this, Miz, but you got a spider on your shoulder, brother.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, you about to turn Spider-Man.
That's right.
Peter Parker out here.
Look. Hopefully it bites me and something happens, all right? Hopefully it's like the golf spider.
We got the spider, but I got to talk about the drip on your feet real quick.
Oh, let's go. Yeah, the ones.
You got to explain what you got going on right here.
So I had my boy Mock basically pull up some painting on my golf shoes, basically saying all my logos that I have. It says I'm awesome on the back. If you can get that right there. It's upside down, but you can see my calves, how amazing they are. McAfee's been saying that he can't believe that my legs can hold up a human body. So that's the kind of smack talk that we've been talking about. But I mean, these calves are big. I mean, look at them.
Yeah,
these are good. I mean,
calves of
solid legs.
Calves of a
you
dancer.
earned those.
How? What? I got calves of a golf player today.
Calves of a real world hero.
Yes,
that's fair. Okay, so look.
Of a challenge icon. How about that?
Challenge icon, right?
Finishing move in wrestling, professional wrestling. How, did you come up with it, and could we see that this week on the golf course?
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. If people keep talking smack, Pat McAfee might get a Skull Crush finale out there. Ooh, nice. And how I came up with it, I was trying to find a finishing move for the longest time that would work on everyone. You want to have a finishing move that will be you can give to everyone, because you never know who you're going to be in the ring with. And it was a move that I could do to literally 99% of the superstars. So I was like, this is it. It's basically a full Nelson. I sweep your front leg and your skull hits the mat. So it's the finale and it's crushing. So it's the skull crushing finale.
All right. Well, hopefully somebody gets their skull crushed for the finale this week. Can't thank you enough. The Miz coming by. How do people get a hold of you?
You can see me at Mike the Miz on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it, I'm on it. And then also Miz and Mrs. on Monday nights right now, directly following Monday Night Raw. And you can see me on Monday Night Raw. So it's like a back-to-back Miz Fest.
Very nice. So last question.
I'm Miz'd out.
Will you ever have any golf I guess props in any of on the WWE?
That would be great,
can you beat somebody with a golf club? I mean, you're a golfer now, bro.
People with golf. If people start looking at me as a golfer, I will bring out a golf club and just smack Pat McAfee with it. I think everyone would be celebrating.
We got to go get Pat now and talk to Pat. He got to defend himself.
I guarantee he's wearing a black tank top that he got off of Amazon for $3.99. The guy wears the same outfit every single day. I'm like, you're on a golf course. Put a polo on.
He got the same outfit like it's a
Have
long
a little
weekend.
respect for the game, Pat. He'll have a gold chain and literally a tank top.
Yeah. When it's long weekends, I wear the same outfit too.
Do you really?
I don't. But Miz, before we do let you go, we send our guests out of here the same way every episode.
Ooh.
We call it Rap Foursome right here, Beyond the Fairway podcast. You're going to go play golf with 4 rappers. 4. You're playing a 5-ball. I need to know who you pulling up to the course with.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Is that all of them?
Ooh,
that's
there
not
you go.
East 1999.
Okay,
Cleveland, man.
That was
What
quick.
about that?
Cleveland. I'll tell you what.
If they were one person.
If they were one person, Bone
Okay.
Thugs and Harmony, Eminem, MGK,
Ooh.
and you're like, ooh.
No.
Look,
No,
when he rapped.
that's
When he
Machine
rapped.
Gun
No,
Kelly,
yeah,
ladies
Machine
and
Gun
gentlemen.
Kelly.
Yeah, he's
For
good.
the
People that
people
you know,
our NBC
you got a
audience.
vast
He's
audience.
very good.
Yes, we're trying to make sure
He's
you
very
spell
good at
things out.
rapping and very good at a lot of things, honestly, and acting, directing, whatever you name it. But also, what do I got? Do I have 3 right there?
One more.
One more.
One more.
Tupac.
Tupac.
Nice.
There it is. Dead or Alive. Yeah. Rap foursome right here with The Miz. We appreciate you, brother.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Good week, man.
Thank
Good
you.
luck this week, man. Absolutely.
I didn't know to grip him up with the glove on or shake it, so I took the proper. I took the proper route.
Yeah. I'm ready to go. I kept this glove on. I don't even putt with this thing, but I did an interview with my glove on. That's where I'm at.
That little corporate greeting y'all had, I didn't like.
I got scared by the glove. Like I was like, I didn't know. Oh, my bad. Whatever. Beyond the Fairway is presented by Genesis Motor America and the all-new 2022 Will GV80. Luxurious design meets intuitive versatility. Make the game your own. The Miz had me so juiced up after that interview, Will. I'm trying to contain all my energy right now.
Yeah, I felt like I was going to do a flick of foe on you, cuz. I was ready. I was ready to do the Jake the Snake, boom. I don't know if I'm trying to relive all my WWE moments.
Who is your favorite WWE superstar all time? We should have asked him that. I don't know why we didn't.
And we should have. My man, I probably had to go with. I was a huge Ultimate Warrior fan.
Oh, okay, you old school.
I'm Jake the Snake, Plumber, and Honky Tonk Man, and the Barbarian.
Oh yeah, I'm a little more like I
Legion of Doom. You like some Legion of Doom? Bitch.
No, see, I started watching it right when like the WWF and the WCW split when everything split. You know what I'm saying? You had like NWO.
You like Sting?
I didn't like. You know who I liked the most out of everybody? I'll be honest with you. Hey, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve. Yes,
that was my dude. He had the coldest finishing move too. Like kick you in the stomach, hit him with the stunner. Boom.
I was admiring him, man. I could never find Stone Cold's neck. I was like, what the hell is his neck? Like he like he was just all head and shoulders.
It was something about him though, because he always drank the cheapest bottom barrel beer you could find. Like it wasn't even Bush beer. It was below PBR. Now everybody listening to me knows that when we was in college, them $2 PBRs went very hard. Don't try me right now.
But I just look at it. I don't know if he was drinking that beer. I just think they were.
He was just pouring it on the mat.
They were just looking at food costs at that time because like you said, the former CEO Vince McMahon, he was always thinking about that bread. Where's my money going?
Well, I tell you where the Mrs. money's going is to them daughters on this golf course, man. Like it's funny. I don't know if you saw like the little twinkle in his eye when we brought up his family on the golf course.
I love it. And and that's going back to the game, man. It don't matter who you are, what your occupation is, you have the opportunity to present this game to someone you love. And I mean, it can also be, a sense of fulfillment out there, spending time with your daughters and your family out there while playing a game that is challenging. And that's what golf is all about, man. It's you hear me say it all the time.
It's culture capital.
It's culture capital. You hear me say it all the time.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm starting to get it now.
Yeah. But one thing is that really what stuck out with me was this dude started out at Real World. I didn't put two and two together. I'm talking to Miz, not knowing that was one of my favorite
Real World characters.
Real World,
that's crazy.
And I didn't realize that until after I got to the hotel room that night. And I was like, man, the Miz, man, he was cool, but I don't remember him on Real World. So I'm laying in bed just like, cool, just whatever. And then when I posted a picture of us, I got a call from everybody, man, you with the Miz. I'm like, yeah, man, that's dope. That's my man. Cool people. Because I'm looking at him as a person, not who he is.
Yeah.
And I'm laying in bed. I said, man, because I almost got on Real World back in the day. And I said, man, I wish I would have got on Real World because that New York Real World is the one I wanted to get on.
Dude, everybody wanted to be on that Real World.
And then I was like, because I want to get next to Coral. I don't know if you know Coral. Coral is so fun. Right?
Coral had that cinnamon tone. I remember Coral now.
Beige like light-skinned Range Rover. And so I was trying to figure out, where's Coral? And I pop up on MTV New York, bro. And I saw Mike. I was like, man, this Mike look like that dude. Oh shit! I lost it. Now I'm in my bed.
Now you starstruck late.
Oh no, I'm on top of the bed, butt naked. That's Mike. Not Miz. That's Mike. And so
Thank you for the visual. Oh, sorry. Will. I appreciate.
I'm just adding emphasis to my excitement.
No, that was the wrong emphasis.
It's all good. It's all good. But it's gonna stick. It's gonna stick. But I got to the golf course the next day at Edgewood American Century, and I was just like, man, I got starstruck over that one. I was like, man, you was, and it's amazing to see how he came from. He took his 15 minutes of fame off Real World. Kind of similar to, I took my little 10, 15 minutes off Big Break, the two seasons I was on.
Right.
And he escalated that to a TV show, got on WWE Superstar.
Shit, he got a wife out of that.
Got a wife out of that. And thing about it is, I just got stuck with you. Yeah. And I just kind of like.
And I'm going places, Will. I'm going places.
You are, dog.
I'm trying out here.
It's just when I think about it, man.
I'm like Apple stock in 1985 right now.
Oh, you doing a .com market?
Yeah, we still 15 years away from the .com boom.
85.
Analogy.
Oh, you say 85. Yeah. So you're doing MS-DOS.
That's it. We still working on. We still fighting Windows and clicks, and that's when they had one mouse button.
You know, I'm so bad with my damn technology. I went to Office Depot looking for a floppy disk the other day. I'm like, you guys got floppy disk? Anybody?
Swing and a miss, strike one. But I like the effort. But the effort you was committed to that one.
Hey, speaking of effort, can we give a shout out to Brooke Henderson?
You got to.
For her effort of singing an 8-foot putt on the final hole at the Avion Championship. Like, that right there. I mean, clutch is the word, bro. She got her second tournament win in the last couple months. Gotta give a shout out to her, man, because she's I'm proud of her. I'm just proud of all the women on the LPGA.
No, for real. And you know what's funny? I also going to give a shout out to Hallie Ledbetter because she went on CNN to break it down for the masses what actually happened at the Amundi Evian Championship there in France. So shout out to her as well. It's my homie.
Dope. And also gotta give a shout out to the LPGA rookie too, Sophia Schubert. I'm all about the new ones coming out.
Yeah, the new ones. I love them. The new ones.
I mean, new ones on the men's and women's tour.
Speaking of new ones, Will, time now for the Make the Game Your Own segment presented by Genesis. Will, this week I want to talk about all the work that's being done by Summer Woods, Jason Langwell of Intersport, as well, in concert with Rocket Mortgage for what they've done to create the John Shippen Invitational. Now, the John Shippen Invitational, you're probably like, hell, what is that? I don't know what the John Shippen Invitational is. John Shippen Invitational is a minority-based, it's a black tournament designed to give African Americans an opportunity to play in a PGA Tour event. Now, that's the mission of the tournament, okay? But overall, the John Shippen aims to create opportunities for black men and women to ensure that history is told and preserved, the tremendous legacy of this wonderful, wonderful man of John Shippen was. But over the weekend, Rocket Mortgage, Detroit Golf Club. Will, you're actually there on the ground. Tell them what happened, man.
Yeah, man. I'm here doing a special for a 1-hour special for the John Shippen prior to telecast on CBS, and just kind of getting the crux of what John Shippen's all about, what the mission's about. Again, like you said, it's providing a platform to showcase his skill set just on a grander stage. And when you think about the mission of John Shippen, just in general, man, his story. He played the second ever U.S. Open as a black man. And he pretty much got into golf by circumstance and proximity. And what that means is because of where he lived and resided at that time, he had access to a coach, he had access to a golf course, and therefore he became one of the top golf professionals in the country. So his legacy, he's a pioneer not only in golf history but American history, and it's so far it's overlooked. And with this platform is paying homage. It's like a parallel campaign here. It's paying homage to what they're doing, the mission, but it's also bringing recognition to John Shippen. And shout out to the staff, mainly Summer Woods, for she a boss, bro. Like,
is a boss.
She's a boss. Like, when I say when she come around, I get so intimidated. I'm like, man, don't mess up.
Summer's solid, but it's not just men, and that's what I also appreciate. So, we've seen exemptions into the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational via the John Shippen. We've seen into the Rocket Mortgage as well, and other events across professional golf.
And on the women's side, shout out to Sedina Parks and Anita Awudier for.
Say it, Will.
I still think I messed it up, but she know I love her though if I did. But give a shout out to them, man, because they made the cut over the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitation.
It is a tongue twister.
It is a tongue twister. Yeah,
I give you that. But look, I want to shout out though my homie Wyatt Worthington from Gahanna, Ohio, a PGA professional. He's played in 2 PGA Championships, 2016 at Baltusrol. He also played in the one this year at Southern Hills. And guess what? Wyatt Worthington will be back on the PGA Tour this week in Detroit. Shout out to Eastside Golf, Earl and Olajuwon, man. Appreciate what y'all doing. But he gonna have that Eastside Golf drip on going down there in Detroit Golf Club. Wow. And Will, guess what? I'll be there. So shouts out to everybody that played and supported the John Shippen. And Will, go ahead.
Are we doing the 313? We're doing 313 this week, right?
We are hosting the 313 challenge again.
Yes, we are. Again, second year in a row, 2 times, baby.
Mike Tirico, we coming.
We thank everybody for joining us here on Beyond the Fairway presented by Genesis. Doug need to get on a plane and fly his ass out here.
I'm on my way.
I don't know who booked your flight, but they probably put you in the B seat back in the back.
Nah, man, I got that Delta upgrade now.
Ooh, look at you
I'm Grand Wizard Medallion now. You know what I'm saying?
Grand Wizard Medallion. Hilarious. Hey, you know what? That joke probably won't land over here, but if this is Beyond the Fairway presented by BET, I think that'll land. That'll hit.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, I'm on a red eye tonight, man. I'm coming. Detroit, get ready, man. A lot of energy is gonna be in that city this week. Will Wyatt Worthington's there. Tony Finau playing, coming off a win at the 3M Open. Jason Day, Hayden Buckley. It's gonna be Hayden Buckley. Look out for that kid. That's my new homie. He might be born in 1996 and be younger than my actual nephew, but that's my new homie, man. I don't give a damn. That's one of the coolest cats on the PGA Tour. He's got a lot of game. He's going to go far in this game. But, Will, can't wait to see you, man. Beyond the Fairway to go this week. Presented by Genesis, man. We'll holler at y'all. Peace.